Mute.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday Live. Tonight we have Mr. Yeah, I can't put it right the way. Yeah, take away.
Chris can't talk tonight.
So we're talking about storage unit auctions today, and Todd, the SilverHairStacker, does that quite a bit. So we decided to see if he'd drop us some info on it.
Yeah,
Why don't you go ahead and say who you are and where you're, maybe not where you're from, but what you do there, Todd.
I'm a silver hair stacker. I'm a retired old fart who sells on eBay on the side, and I get my stuff at storage units, estate sales, auctions, and I hate going to thrift stores. That's why I like storage units. So that's about it.
Very, very nice.
I'm a multi-millionaire from selling on eBay. Just buy my course and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And for the people that watch after the fact or are new, he's just joking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was yeah. Maybe.
Still buy his course.
Right.
Either way, just send them money.
And so everybody knows that Todd does have some clips that he's going to share, so he will be giving us a little background on each clip when he's sharing it. So it'll be
Play by play.
interesting and educational, I hope.
Oh, it will be. It will be. If nothing else, we can laugh at Todd. So
Yeah,
but
here's what not to do when buying storage units.
oh man, you got people that have done storage units can write a book about that. Even more than a book about what you to do. It's what you don't do. You learn a lot more from. So
Right. So,
absolutely cool. So how long have you been selling on eBay and or doing storage units?
About 2 years on eBay and just over a year on some storage unit stuff. So I've only bought like 7 or 8 total storage units. So
Well, that makes you a veteran.
it's
right
not
there.
my main gig, but yeah. So,
Well, I take it, have you gone out to an actual auction during the middle of the summer where it's 100 plus degrees out, or do they do it at nighttime, or when it's evening when it's actually cooler?
no, actually, the ones I go to, they start at like 10 a.m. and you stand there in the broiling sun with sweat pouring off your face or rain, whatever happens to be doing that day, and they sell the units.
So in your area, I mean, how many people show up to your auctions? These auctions, I mean, is it a big, 50 people, or is it 3, or I mean, what's your average size crowd?
Usually, at the beginning of the auction, there's usually around, can be as high as 100 people, and then by the end of the afternoon, it dwindles down to maybe just 5 to 10 people, because
Gotcha.
everybody, a lot of people who wanted a unit got one, and so they quit buying, and so.
Gotcha. So, I forgot what I was going to say now. How many different storage unit, you know what I mean? Do you have just one that you normally go to their auctions, or do you go to different storage unit facilities and around your area?
I have been to like 3 different auctioneers doing, I stay in my area. I ain't gonna haul crap all the way from Kansas City to Texas to resell it. So I stay pretty local within about a 50-mile radius.
Okay.
So I don't have to spend all that time on the road.
Sure. Hey, and if anybody has any questions for Todd, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we will, ask him, because this is your show too. I mean, we're learning stuff, but we want you guys to learn too. So.
And before the show started, Todd was telling us a little story and giving us a preview of one of the clips. So I don't know if maybe you want to do that clip now, Todd, and give us. So I can ask you, what was the lowest you've ever paid for an storage auction?
Well, the very first clip is a storage unit. It got to the end of the day, and believe it or not, it was like about 1 year ago today, and it was about 1,000 degrees, and the sun was just screaming down. And so by the time we got to this unit, there was about 5 people left bidding. And so basically they just wanted somebody to clean this unit out. So I got the first unit I'm going to show a clip on for $5 plus tax. So it was like $5.60.
Whoa, I don't know. That's way too much then.
Yeah.
That tax.
So yeah, it was a really good deal. And I out of this first unit I'm going to show, I've made probably around $500 off of it, selling
Very
stuff.
good.
So
That's awesome.
I'll set it on you and let you get the screen share and all that going.
okay.
Now, how big was this unit, by the way?
This first one was pretty big, 10 by 20. So we go full screen. And so here I am with my truck and trailer. Let me show my truck real quick. If I can get there. Should have done this before. Okay, so I drive a Ford F-250, which is a pretty big pickup. Were you stupid? What happened?
It's supposed to be turning over.
Yeah, there's my rig, and then I've got a 16-foot flatbed trailer. So I have some equipment to move some stuff. So that's important. You got to be able to haul this stuff out. So let me go. All right. So here I am. And at the back of the unit were 2 refrigerators. So I've got a hand crank winch there and a cable. And I clean out storage units by myself. I mean, once in a while I can talk the wife into helping me a little bit, but I'm pretty much a one-man team. And the inside of that storage unit at this time of year, or this time of year last year, was about the same as magma. So
not any cooler than magma.
it was hot. And look at me hand cranking that up, down, up, down. Huh?
Carol T wants to know, all that work is worth $500?
Well, yeah, because the total amount of time, let's see, I spent about $25 worth of gas and about, I don't know, 10 hours total clearing the unit. And then the rest is just listing and stuff to make the 500. So now I've got a junk dealer I take these refrigerators to. I don't keep those. And he gives me $5 a piece for them.
Well, there you go. You made your money back on your unit right there.
Right. So that was the unit. And there it is.
That is a big unit.
There it is, all clean. Let me see if I can back up here, show you a little. Now this is the unit right before, or right after I'd already taken 1 trailer load home. So this is the rest of it. So anyway, that's that clip. Full screen.
Carol says,
So what's
go ahead, Dwayne.
Oh, I was just going to ask, what's the biggest, I mean, what's your biggest find? What's something that you found in there that was just, for you, kind of a home run?
Okay, next clip.
Oh, there we go. See, I didn't even know this, guys. This is a perfect segue, and I wasn't even pre.
Well, while
you
you're
let me know
that one up, Carol wanted to know so that you don't have to pay dump fees.
Yeah, all the stuff that's made out of metal, my junk guy will take. And the trash stuff, I have a really good, our town has a really good trash department. They don't care how many sacks of trash I put out front of the house. So sometimes I'll have like 30 bags of trash out there from a unit. And then the furniture, I can pretty much give it away. and
so one of the
save it.
Oh, go ahead.
Or save it in my shed and sell it at my yard sale. We have a yard sale about twice a year.
So one of the things that I was going to say is exactly what you're saying. When you do storage units, I've done a couple. Not I don't think as many as you have. Probably close, but not recently. It's been a while since I do it. But your best bet is to have a network already set up. You know, you have a trash guy, you have a scrap guy, you have a furniture guy, because that will significantly help you to clear out your storage unit and get everything, you know, quickly. Because usually you only have a couple of days, and you don't want to just transport it all from one storage unit to your storage unit, and then, you know, have to go through it all again. Your best bet is to try and, you know, do it all at one time. You know,
Right.
touch it once. You know, whether it's going to go into your inventory or to the scrap guy. So yeah, having a network is very important.
Right. So, yeah. Other than my two boys moving out of their rooms to grow up and live on their own, so I have quite a bit of storage at my house. So I don't even keep a storage unit of my own. You know, kind of like Garage Flips. He's got a nice storage unit. He keeps his stock in. I don't do that. I keep it all here at the house.
I bet your wife loves you.
Yeah. Well, I got a pretty big shed in the back of the house. I cram a bunch of it in there, but yeah, I got stuff stacked everywhere. So
Carol T wants to know, one more question before you get into that. Carol T wants to know, how much time did you have to clean out the first one you showed with the fridge?
Oh, all the storage auctions I've gone to, you have 2 business days to get it cleared, and they're usually the auctions are usually on a Saturday, so you have to have everything out and the unit swept out by Tuesday at close of business. So basically,
that's pretty standard.
You really have like 3.5 days to get it cleared, which is enough. And I go at my own pace because I'm an old geezer and I ain't going to kill myself. So, but you see these little figurines.
Mm-hmm.
These are soul band figurines made in France, and they were in a storage unit. They were just in a box, and I thought, oh great, I'm buffering. What is? Oh, they put a commercial on. Oh, stupid.
They did, or you did?
Oh, they did. These are from. Anyway, these little soul band guys, I looked them up, and they were made in France at some little art shop, and I sold these for $350.
Wow. And how much did you pay for that unit that you got them in?
The unit I got these out of cost me $150.
And that's not the only thing that was in it, I'm guessing.
Oh, no. I'll show you that unit here in a second, but that was a good find.
Heck yeah.
So
those are kind of cool.
Let's see.
Debbie Porter says, score!
Yep. So this is the unit those came out of, this clip. Let me make it full screen. Oh, what are we doing? We're buffering again. Sorry about that, guys. Okay.
That's okay. It's part of the show.
I got unit number 14. There it is. And I think this unit was O.J. Simpson's, because you see that jersey right there?
It says Simpson.
Yeah. So those little jazz band guys are in this unit. And I chose to buy this unit because you see the clothes are kind of laid neatly, and some of them were in bags, even though they got dust covering all over them. Mm-hmm. But you look in the door of the storage unit, and that's all you can see is just a pile of clothes. And then here I got home from my first trip back with a load, and it just poured on all the stuff I had in the back of my pickup.
No fun there.
No, I mean, it was like a monsoon for about 20 minutes, and all those boxes in the back of my pickup just got drenched. So,
And if you would, do you have a garage or is it just full of stuff?
I have a carport. So these are in that unit. I got some barbells and dumbbells.
Oh, nice.
Stuff like that. And then I still have those. I haven't sold those yet.
Hey,
Can't
Dwayne.
hardly lift them.
Owen Wolf saw the ad during the video and said, "Look, Dwayne, they want you."
What ad?
Back at the beginning of when he started the clip, it had an auctioneer's.
Oh, auctioneers.
See, now when your regular trash guy is willing to pick up like 30 bags of trash from a unit, that's what that pile of stuff is right there. My regular
You better
trash
give
guy,
them a Christmas card right there.
Yeah,
That's a Christmas card or something.
I tipped him $35 at Christmas.
Very good. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, look at that pile right there. And that was about a third of the trash that I got out of the unit that I just showed. So, yeah, I've got a good trash guy. He go, "Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll pick it up." So
That's awesome.
usually when I have a pile like that, I will pick up help him pick up the bags and move it. But there were a lot of clothes in there and stuff. Plus those jazz band figurines. So this unit I probably made about $1,500, $2,000 on those shoes and all sorts of stuff.
So, what was the biggest profit you've made?
I'll show you that on another clip. Let's see.
Yeah, man, he's already prepped. I mean, like he prepped us or something.
Yeah, let's see.
I already figured out what way we were how we ask questions, and they said, "Okay, this is what they're gonna ask me, so I'm just gonna have it set."
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this next clip, this is how I spend my money that I make on eBay. The wife and I loaded up and we went to Great Britain.
Nice.
And this is the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I didn't have a really good vantage point, but what is that? Another ad. I hate YouTube ads. Okay, so here we are at Buckingham Palace, waiting for the guard to come marching along. Look at all the people that show up to see the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. So there we go. Beaver hats, and that's the band. So yeah, I blow all my eBay money on vacation.
Nothing wrong with that.
I guess not.
That's what some people do it for. They do it just for the vacation time, or they need to get a certain part of their house fixed or something. They're like, "Okay, we're gonna work to get this money, put this much aside."
So yeah, I mean, if you don't enjoy some of the money you make on eBay, you might as well not do it.
Right, exactly.
So
okay, you've done 7. How much total do you think you've made out of on those 7 hauls?
Between 5,000 and 7,000.
And how much did you spend on totaling all 7?
Oh gosh, maybe
roughly
800 or 900.
See, there you go. That's a pretty decent turnaround. Not to mention all the work, though. That's the one thing that whenever you're doing these storage units, that it looks great until you actually have to do the cleaning part, and that is a lot of work. And like you said, it's usually in the middle of the day, in the middle of the summer. If it's 90 degrees outside, it's 140 in a storage unit.
Right. It's just like lava in there.
Yeah, it is. It's really hot, and it is a ton of work. But it's just manual labor. Once you get it all sorted out and stuff, then it's just money. But
yeah,
I know some people that either hire out. They'll spend $100 on manual labor people. Pick them up and bring them over and have them load it all up for $100. And even like with that $5 one you had even if it was $105, you still would make tons of money.
Right. So, but yeah, I learned my lesson with that first one. I haven't bought one that big yet. So now when I go to storage unit auctions, I try to focus in on the 5x10 units and ones about that size now. And I try not to get any that have a mattress in them.
Oh, geez, yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you. Okay, what are the things that seem to be in all of your storage units that you?
And just you're still screen sharing, Todd.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was going to show another clip.
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh, that's fine.
But I mean, I don't have to now. But what was that question again?
I said, what are some of the things that are always in the storage units you find, like a mattress? I think everyone I've ever seen has some kind of mattress in it.
Right. And my local trash guy will not pick those up. And my junk dealer won't take them either. They're mattresses. They're not made out of metal. So I have to get out with a Sawzall and cut the mattresses up into little pieces and fit them into regular trash bags like you saw me stacking there.
Oh, my.
And just as long as it's in a trash bag, the regular guy will take it. So a couple of times I've had to cut up mattresses into little pieces so they would take it. Because I'm just too cheap to haul it to the dump and pay the dump fee.
Right, right. So anything else that's constantly in them that you see all the time?
Oh, every document that a person ever collected their whole life is in boxes in a storage unit. I have no idea why people keep 84 years of bank statements in their storage unit, but they do.
Exactly.
And also, and sometimes it's kind of sad, sometimes I've thrown away like their trip to the hospital and all the medical paperwork that goes with that, and you look at it and go, oh god, they had cancer, or oh god, they broke their leg in 1993, or but yeah, it's kind of sad sometimes. And then I leave the pictures and mementos and stuff like that with the office, and hopefully they can contact those people some way.
I know one of the things that I find every single storage unit I've ever bought is Christmas stuff.
Oh yeah,
everybody stores all their Christmas stuff in a storage unit, and I hate that stuff. If there's some really nice ornaments, but it's never. You get 25 boxes of Walmart $1.50 ornaments,
right?
And then you drop it and they shatter, and then you're walking on.
Yeah, so 95% of the Christmas stuff goes in the trash sacks, and the other 5% I try to sell at the yard sale. And then when it doesn't sell at the yard sale, then it goes in trash sacks.
Right, right.
And of course, Dwayne, the other thing of what else is always in the storage units?
The porn?
Of course.
Yeah, there's been a few magazines and a few whatnots, and yeah. So
what's the strangest thing that you found?
Oh my god. Besides vibrators?
Well, I didn't mean necessarily adult items. I just in general.
The strangest thing. Dead rat? No, that's not strange. That's pretty normal
That's pretty common, yeah.
The strangest thing. Just the most surprising thing was the value of those jazz band figurines, that jazz group figurines. You expect jewelry to be worth a lot if you find it, or you expect you expect the value of clothing if you get clothing, but in furniture you can kind of pick a price on those. But it's the unusual thing is you might find something that's really valuable, and it really is a treasure hunt.
At times it can be, for sure. I think the strangest thing, and I found it in two separate storage units, the strangest things that I have found are urns. You know,
Oh yeah,
human ashes. And I'm thinking, why would you store, you know, what, grandma in the storage unit, right? Or whatever, whoever it was.
It is.
And at first I couldn't figure out what they were. I'm like, man, these are, you know, intricate looking vessels of some sort. And then, you know, I finally figured out, oh my gosh, I think I know what these are. So I took those back. But yeah, that's crazy.
That I've run into college degrees. I mean, why would you leave your college degree in the storage unit?
Yeah, it's just a piece of paper at that point.
I guess.
Piece of paper and a whole bunch of, you know, bills for student loans.
Because
you never know that person might have passed away, and then maybe the parents were saving the.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. There is a lot of you know, there's a lot of stories involved with storage units, because if you think about it, you know, why did this person give up their storage unit? Was it like Chris said, did somebody die? Did an older person die, or did they come upon hard times, or, you know, and sometimes you can, you know, one of the things I enjoy doing is when I go through that is try and figure out, you know, who these people were, you know, kind of get an idea of their social class, their, you know, what they did for a living, or, you know, it's a lot of fun.
Right. So the ones I bought seem to be like middle-aged people, maybe even younger. And it's like they had to clear out of town real quick, and they had to empty their whole apartment. And then, and then so I figured, well, I bet a certain percentage of those type of people are in jail right now. You know what I'm saying? Or they didn't want the authorities to catch them, so they left the state, or, you know.
Wow. Wait, I don't know what you guys have going on in Texas there. But,
well,
all right, Todd, if you want to show that last.
Yeah. Let me get to that. Let's see.
And while you're doing that, a question from Henry wants to know, what is the number of times you have found paper money or coins in a storage?
I find a jar of pennies in almost every storage unit I buy. That's a common theme. You know, there'll be a tin can with a whole bunch of pennies in it, or nickels, you know, or something, and that type of thing. As far as bills, cash, no, I haven't found any like $20 bills or anything like that.
I don't think I have either. I think everything I found, like you said, is loose change, and like you'll see a junk drawer or something, and we'll have, you know, $3 worth of loose change floating around, or like you said, you know, an old tin can that has a bunch of pennies or nickels and stuff.
Right. So
what you got there?
This next deal was my biggest score. This was a 10 by 20 unit and very clean. I'm still selling ladies' clothes out of it, but there was a very large bag of jewelry in the unit.
Nope, I just saw a bunch of people's ears poke up, like Treasured Vintage and Tanya. Their ears are like, jewelry?
Yeah. And so here we go. Oh, well, crud. I didn't mute this one. Hang on just a second. Stupid old man. Can you hear me talking, or am I the only one who can hear me talking?
We can hear you talking fine.
No, I mean, I'm talking about me on the video. Here, let me mute it.
The video.
Okay, now.
No, I didn't hear the video either.
Okay, back to it. So, like, these are bags of jewelry that I listed on eBay, and then I put on my thank you note, I write what it is, and then you see that sterling silver necklace right there?
That's a big necklace.
I sold that for $180. And this bag that was in that unit, it was just full of stuff like this. Hurry up, old man, to get to the next bag. Okay. I sold that piece for about 50 bucks. I haven't sold this one yet. So some of the stuff I still have. It's a jade turtle on silver.
Oh, that's awesome looking.
Let's see. This is a pendant or something.
Carol T said, there's one very organized drawer of jewelry.
These are real pearls, and that's a 14 karat clasp. So I sold these pearls for about 200.
Sheesh.
There's a 10 karat diamond ring or 10 karat ruby ring that's bent to heck, but it sold for about 50, 60 bucks. That piece hasn't sold yet. If anybody wants to buy that. This piece, that's a fake stone, but it's 10 karat gold. So that piece sold for about 50 bucks.
Wow.
And there was just.
Now, was this all in a jewelry box or in a bag, or how?
It was like in a, like a small sports duffel bag.
Oh wow.
In a unit that had mostly ladies clothing, but the clothing was nicely bagged, and I'm still selling it.
Very nice.
But I mean, look at it. This is probably a third of the stuff that I've bagged up and sold. There's a little sterling silver ring.
Wow.
That'll go for 20 bucks or so.
That's awesome.
So the jewelry that was in that bag, and I haven't sold all of it. Here's one piece. I sold this before I did the video. I sold this gold chain for 150.
Wow.
I mean, these are the kind of units you just, I need another unit like that.
Of course.
Because I paid like 250 bucks for this unit because everything was so neat in it. But then I got to digging around. Hey, that sounds like jewelry. I sold this. This is a Tiffany bracelet, actual Tiffany. I sold it for 60 bucks. Hurry up, old man. Next item. Yeah, here I am bragging on YouTube about. This piece was not silver, but it still sold for 25 bucks.
That's an interesting looking. Is it a ring?
No, it's a brace. It's a wrist.
Oh, it's a bracelet. Okay.
Yeah, a bracelet. This was broken gold jewelry, but it sold for 40 bucks.
Now, do you have a quote unquote gold guy that you can take all your scrap gold to and sell it off?
Yeah, me.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I
know what that stuff's worth.
Yeah,
I've got the acid test kit and everything. So
okay.
Yeah, and here's a piece that I hadn't listed yet, but here I'm showing how I'm. Oops, gotta have another commercial. What's
one machine, 2 washers?
Flex wash. Okay. Okay. So here I'm showing in my video how I test my gold, basically. And so that piece was all dented up, but it's gold.
Right.
And I think it was 14 karat, and I sold that eventually for so you can see the 14K right there.
Yep.
My dirty fingernail.
If you wouldn't point the stuff out, we probably wouldn't even notice.
Oh, well, I gotta have something to be embarrassed about. But anyway, I got a little digital scale there, and I got my rub stone. I rub it on there, and then, is it magnetic? No, it's not magnetic. Woohoo!
That's a plus from the get-go.
Right. Oh, part of the clasp was. Okay. So here, part of the clasp. All right, that's enough of that. Anyway, out of that jewelry lot, I've sold probably $2,000 worth out of that one bag.
Nice. Wow. That's pretty amazing.
So, yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Exit full screen.
So, as you find that storage units are a viable option for sourcing for eBay. I mean, like you said, like I said, or whatever, they're a lot of work, but you said it was a treasure hunt, and you never know. You you're purchasing things, sight unseen for the most part. I mean, you may see one or two items in your, when you're getting ready to bid, but you're not getting to look at everything. So it's kind of a gamble as well. And
oh yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Of the 7 units I bought, I've made money on all of them.
Yeah, I have too.
A couple of them, not much, but the ones that had good stuff, like that jazz group one, I probably made at least $1,500 on that unit. And then on the one that had the jewelry in it, gosh, I'm probably pushing $3,000 between the jewelry and the other stuff that was in there.
Very nice.
So,
yeah, I think the last one I bought was, I don't know, about a year ago, and that was the one I paid for $10, and it had like 40 tires in it. I still have tires for days, and tires is another one of those things you can't really just get rid of.
right.
You have to either get rid of or sell them off, or sell them to somebody making stuff for kids. The playground, where they turn it into mulch for the playground. So,
Right.
but I still probably have 30 tires on the side of my house. So if anybody needs a tire, let me know.
Now here you can take those to the dump, but you have to pay like $7 a tire to get them to take them.
Yeah, I don't even think I can do that. So I'm kind of stuck. There've been times that I thought, man, maybe I should just sneak behind some tire place and with a truck full of tires and drop them off, because they have, the old tire pile in the back.
Right.
But, so it's kind of like, well, I don't know.
Turtle Trader wants to know, what power is your magnetic power do you use?
My what? On my magnet?
Yeah, I'm assuming that, yes, you mean on your magnet. What's your the magnetic power do you use?
I just go to Home Depot and buy one of those neodymium magnets.
Mm-hmm.
And I carry this with me everywhere I go. I've got a little piece of metal on my key ring, and I just keep it on there. It just stays with me. So every estate sale I go to, or every garage sale, it's just with my keys. And then if I find a piece of jewelry I want to test, I just pull it off and bam.
Very nice.
So, yeah, you get a piece of jewelry, and is it magnetic? Well, yeah, this one is.
So what do you do with all your jewelry that isn't, worth a bunch? Do you lot it up and sell it as crafts, or?
Try to sell it at the yard sale, or just throw it away.
Oh my goodness, you're going to get in trouble for that. I can hear the chat murmuring already.
Well, you get some pieces that are broken.
Well, yeah, of course.
Like here's a pair of earrings. They were also part of that same storage unit. They're 14 karat gold over silver. So they're nice enough earrings, but they probably only bring $10 on eBay, so I haven't even listed them yet. But yeah, here's some loose pieces of sterling that I picked up here and there,
Sure.
But I don't know. I got other things to list. See, here's a piece of gold, but it's so tiny and bent up, old ring and the stone's missing. What is that? Oh, that's 10 karat gold, which is not a real high quality gold. So that might be worth $15 just gold value, but you save up enough of those from here and there, and you get a pile of gold to sell on eBay in a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I lot my scrap gold and silver up and sell it on eBay, because you'll get a better price than the gold and silver dealers will in town.
Oh, that's what they're saying to do, is make it into a jewelry jar.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't mess with jewelry jars all that much.
Well, you can take all your scraps that you come up with that aren't gold and silver and throw them in, because I know a lot of people, they enjoy the higher end costume jewelry too. That makes pretty decent money.
Right. So anyway, yeah, I like doing storage units, but you got to have several days where you can plan on, you got to clear it, and then you got to process it, and then you got to do your listings. So, and everything's usually dirty. Everything you get pretty much have to clean. And
yeah,
of course. I'll answer this question, comment from Jay Wannabe. No, we can't change that. That's how Google has it for their toolbar. There was no way of changing the size of the boxes in front of our faces.
Now, we can either put them on or off. Those are our options. So.
Right. So, but yeah, I like doing the storage auctions. I wish I had the time to do more, and I wish I had the space to do more.
Yeah, that's the other thing. One of the things that I was talking about that kind of led us to this is I've heard of people, I haven't done it, I've thought about doing it, that will buy a storage unit. Instead of cleaning it out right away, what they'll do is they'll rent that storage unit for the remainder of the month or a month, right? So they'll spend $80 or whatever and hold that unit for that entire month and actually sell right out of it. They'll sell locally on Craigslist or whatever, and that'll be their meeting point. They make furniture and appliances. I know a couple of people that do that. And then, at the tail end of the month, they'll pick up all the stuff and haul the rest off that isn't, hasn't sold.
Right. I've never had to take that option though. I've always, I'm retired. I can work when I need to or take off when I need to. So, but if I got a storage unit bought, yeah, you know what I'm doing for the next several days.
Yep. Nobody's going to see you, huh?
Right.
So what does your wife think about this? Does she, because my wife will kill me if I buy another storage unit until I get some things cleaned up. So what does your wife think?
Well, she's not happy about it, but then she sees the money that I make selling stuff on eBay. So we've reached a state of equilibrium. It's kind of like if you sell some things, then you can go buy some more things. And if you don't sell some things, then you can't, that's kind of where we're at. And
yeah, no, and I understand. I just, cause I know a lot of, reselling spouses, that's the thing that they complain about the most is, man, you're taking up all the space, whether it's in, death piles or storage or inventory. Space seems to always be the issue for a reseller, unless you have a big high turnover, which some people do, but most don't. So
right. So I've got a pretty good property. I've got 2,000 square feet in my house, and I've got a shed in the back for stuff that can take the humidity and weather. So I don't know. We've kind of worked it out. So
yeah.
But yeah, with a storage unit, I mean, think about it. How many, I got that one storage unit for like $150, and there was $1,500 worth of statues and clothing in it. How many trips would you have had to make to thrift stores to get that kind of stock? So
sure,
the time spent buying a storage unit is actually pretty efficient compared to other avenues for getting stock to sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what's the most you've ever paid for a unit?
300.
See, and that's very low. I mean, everything here usually goes, anything that's worth anything usually goes much higher than that. But the ones that I've got, I think, you know, probably 300 is pretty average. A couple others that were a little lower than that. Like I said, that $10 one, I had a $10 one and a $50 one, but for the most part, it's, you know, yours are quite a bit lower. So that's awesome for you.
Turtle Trader wants to know if you can spell out the magnetics that you use. Yeah. Thanks for the info on the magnetic. Can someone spell it out?
Neodymium. It's kind of called a super magnet, and at every Home Depot and every Lowe's, they got a little. You can get a bag of like 6 of those for, I don't know, $7 or $8.
Yeah. I know one of the things that I used to use, being as I did a lot of scrapping, is I would get the magnets out of a hard drive.
Yeah, that's a neodymium magnet.
Yeah, they're usually pretty dang strong. And then yeah, you can just either drill a hole and put it on a key ring or whatever. But they're pretty dang strong, so you gotta be careful.
Right. It's so funny. I'll be walking. You know, if I get too close to a car or something and my keys are in my pocket, then my pants will stick to the car. You know, it's a rare Thrift Daddy.
Don't want to hear about that. La 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 la.
It's a rare earth magnet. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, since you are in Texas, did you ever have the show Storage Wars Texas show up at one of the auctions that you were at? I know it was 0807.
No, they hang out on the Interstate 35 corridor from like Dallas down to San Antonio and Austin in the middle. You know, no, I never saw that bunch. I have seen ads from that auctioneer, but I haven't gone to any of his auctions.
Okay. I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat.
But yeah, those magnets will be in the hardware section of Home Depot or Lowe's.
All right, Dwayne, I'm going to ask you this: whose channel is the 6-pack on tonight?
Lonnie's Garage Flips, and we're talking about man. I know what it is, but I can't remember the exact word. But adapting to change. I think that's the words that he used. So that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
So any other questions?
I'm still not seeing any questions, and I know that shows that we in 20 minutes, 12 minutes. So
yeah.
Usually cut off a little early, so that way we don't cut off into their time.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't have more to talk about.
Fine.
No, you had enough. We barely got any questions. It's just nobody was asking questions. We didn't really have any because you had the clips. We didn't know how long they were, so we worked around what you had to use.
Right.
You know, well, I mean, we talked just about every little piece that we had, of a storage unit. So.
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, if you're one thing about it, you saw the equipment I have to move my stuff with, right? You kind of need a big vehicle to move all that stuff with, or you're going to have to go down to U-Haul and rent a truck to get it back. You know.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard of people doing that as well. Go down and rent a $25 box truck and end up spending $75 total with mileage and everything. But it's in a lot of cases that would be a good option, especially in a place that rains. Like if you had to get it out and it was going to rain for the next 3 days, you got to get it out and don't want to ruin it. You can. So I mean, there's a lot of
right.
you have to kind of think on your feet a lot. I think a lot of it is you need to remember that you got to think of ahead of time. What am I going to do with furniture? If I see furniture, what am I going to do with this? And that's where that network comes in. What if I buy a unit and I don't have any way to get it all the way home, or you gotta think on your feet a lot, I think.
Or if you know somebody that is at the auction, if you become friends with, if you go to enough of them, you become a regular. Somebody might say, well, if you find this in the auction and at your stores that you just won, I'll buy it from you.
Yeah, and I've made other good connections by going to the. That's a very good point you brought up in my old man mind right then. There was a guy that was also bidding on storage units, and he runs kind of a small time swap meet in a small town about 100 miles from here. But he said, can you come over sometime? I've got something you'd be interested in seeing. So see, just by going to the storage unit auctions, I made a contact, and he had a huge collection of HO electric trains.
Oh, wow,
and
nice.
He sold them to me for $700. And I mean, you're talking some high-end equipment, like you see this. This is an electric engine, and I will be listing this locomotive for probably around $200 just by itself. Wow. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I mean, people spend a lot of money on model railroading.
For sure. Oh, that's one of the big boys, isn't it? Is that what's called a big boy?
It's a steam locomotive, and it's also got the tender car that rides, the coal tender car that rides along behind it.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome.
And this
is a nice looking locomotive there.
Yeah, this one actually makes sound and all sorts of stuff. But so far out of that collection, and I have about half of it left to sell, I've sold about $900 so far. And
wow, nice.
So I'm in the black on that deal, about $200 with about half of it left to sell. And it's all because I was at the storage unit auction, and the guy said, hey, I've got some small items that you might like to sell on eBay. And so we made a deal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know one of the guys that does our auctions around here, he furniture. So if I have furniture in my unit, then I can sometimes, sell it off to him, because, I don't have a lot of room for furniture, and I didn't, but he has a brick and mortar store too. So,
but I keep my options open. I don't just do, storage units. Like, Friday I was at the estate sale, and there's these brand new prescription eyeglasses.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
All varieties and all types. And there was 101 pairs of them. It's like an eyeglass shop had closed down, and these were their demo models. And I asked them how much for all of them, and they said $100. So I bought them. So I got all 100 pairs, and I'm listing like crazy. Like, those are all eyeglasses.
Wow.
Well,
and I sold my.
Todd, going on Grumpy says, PM on face. I need help with trains.
Oh, okay. I've learned quite a bit. But yeah, these eyeglasses, I have sold one pair so far for $20. So if I sell 100 pair for $20 each, how much am I going to have? 100 times 20. What is that?
2,000.
Oh, okay. So I gave $100 for those glasses. Anyway, so you never know where you're going to find stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So that was from an estate sale. So I say, try everything: garage sales and estate sales, and Yeah, thank you, Julie. Julie typed in 2,000.
And,
But
like what we're talking about tonight, the show is almost over. Please hit the like button. I know we have 34 watchers. We have 9 likes so far.
So we don't have as many people as watching as when you had Pete, the Craigslist hunter, on. Dang it.
Imagine that.
Also, I'm earlier than I used to be. I'm earlier by 2 hours, so
That's okay.
people are going to get used to it. And I do not know what we're going to do next week, or if I'm even having a show. So pay attention. I'll let you know somehow through my Facebook page, or maybe I'll just do a quick video over here telling you what I'm doing for an idea for the show. But we have to get going. Dwayne has to get up to probably do a pit stop between shows. And
hope so. Hope I have that time.
So we will all see you next week. Thanks to Todd for being on.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's fun. I enjoyed it, and I hope I didn't bore everybody to tears.
No, I think you did well.
I'm sure you didn't bore anybody.
Yep. All righty. Well, have a good one.
Bye.
See you, everybody.